Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei Extras. Today we are looking at the first half of the Blockwars Rookies 4 teams. Yesterday I made a video talking about some confirmed people, some deconfirmed people, etc. Just kind of giving some extra little hints for the teams that were going to be announced. And today we got the first half, and some of the info I released was in there. Shocker, I know, right? Anyways, in case you're not aware, I stream team announcements every time. MCC team announcements, Blockwars team announcements, of course. Sometimes PB or Biome Battle if it makes sense to do a stream for them. I do stream them. So twitch.tv/Wolfeei. Be there for tomorrow because we're going to be looking at the Blockwars teams yet again. There's some more hints. I'll recap the hints at the end of this video. I still have my Minecraft open so I can show you them briefly. But yeah, first, this was posted half an hour before the first team went out. As like a introduction to be like, hey, teams are going to be announced soon. And that led into the first team, which is the red team, which is probably in the thumbnail, consisting of Abe, Janet, Gumi, Steve, and 5UP. This is a morning lobby X, just kind of OTV and Friends-esque group. And the hint for this was Twitch rivals. And the reason I gave Twitch rivals as a hint is because Twitch rivals could mean a lot of things, right? Could be MCC Twitch rivals, Blockwars Twitch rivals, other Twitch rivals. This refers to MCC Twitch rivals because all of these players played in MCC Twitch rivals last year even. Abe, Janet, Gumi, and Steve, I think were all in MCC Twitch Rivals NA, and then 5UP obviously was with me for MCC Twitch Rivals EU, so that makes sense for the full hint. You might be confused with Gumi being the captain and 5UP not being the captain. Typically, the captain is captain quote-unquote spot is given to the top frag of the team, whereas Gumi is probably the second frag on this team. Could be the top frag, you never know. The reason I give Gumi captain is because Gumi actually helped bring in people for this team. Gumi invited Abe, Janet, and Steve, which I very much appreciate. Thank you, Gumi. And that's why Captain Gumi is real. So yeah, W team, probably one of the stronger ones this rookies, because 5UP and Gumi is a very strong duo for rookies specifically. 5UP probably getting top 3 this event because he's been on an insane arc recently, and Gumi probably getting top 10. Should be very good. Anyways, next up is the orange team consisting of Rev, Scarecrow, Porcelain Maid, Sneak Snag, Quiet, and Bricky. No newcomers, very notably. One of however many teams, there's one other, at least one other non-newcomer team, but this is a team with no newcomers, which for rookies is very rare, of course. It doesn't really happen that often. However, it is important to note that newcomers are not a definitive factor of rookies. It is an element of it, but it is part of rookies. Just as to recap it here as well, because I think it's important to keep talking about this so people know how rookies works. 3 factors go into rookies. In order, number 1 is a low comp roster. Number 2, variety streamers. Number 3, newcomers. Those 3 factors together make up for Blockwars rookies, which is why they always kind of look like a low comp roster with variety streamers with newcomers, usually. Regardless, this team was given the hint of dudes because this is a very dude team. All these people have big dude energy, and that's why I gave the hint dudes. There's not really a different definitive factor I could have given for this team, I think, probably. Maybe like horror game, but I don't even know if Bricky or Quiet or Rev do that, but Sneak and Porcelain, I think, do, so yeah. Anyways, very cool team. Should be a pretty good one. Sneak, last time he played rookies was, I think, rookies 2, and he did really good. His team actually ended up winning. Paired up with a bunch of experienced players, of course. Bricky last time did really well, teamed up with Kaman. Porcelain was teamed with Feinberg and did pretty decent. That was their first event. Since then, they have played several other Blockwars events, which means that they are definitely caught up to speed and experienced. Quite as well, playing a lot of the Blockwars events recently, and Rev has been kind of a regular in the roster as well. So this should be a pretty promising team. I think this is one that people potentially could overlook because, it's not an insanely impressive team in terms of general skill, but because they're experienced, I think they could do really well. Next up is the yellow team, which is actually my team, consisting of Grand Pooh Bear, Lil Aggie, me, Parky, and Nandre. I think this will be a really very, very fun team. For those of you who paid attention to Blockwars Rookies 3, I don't know how many people remember this, I talked about the team making process last time and who I was originally teamed with and who I ended up being teamed with which obviously both of the teams I could have been on, lovely teams, would have loved them. However, Sandwich Lord was in last time on a team with Aggie, Parky, Spiff, and I don't remember. I'm so sorry. CJ, I think, was the full team. That was originally going to be my team. I then moved over to my actual team, which was the green team with, I think, Doki, Deme, Lineshu, and Haka. But regardless, I was supposed to be teamed with Aggie and Parky at some point in the past, so it's fun to actually get to do that this time around. Also together with Pooh and Nandre. Pooh obviously making his debut in Block Wars 14, I think at the start of this year. Hasn't played since, but has played one at least before. And Nandre being actually a pretty highly requested newcomer as well, fitting in perfectly on this team. Should be a really fun team together, and yeah, I'm excited for it. I think my team could be pretty good. We'll have to wait and see how Pooh adapts, you know, in a rookie's roster compared to his previous performance on a really underpowered team in a pretty decent comp roster, and even just to see how Nandre does in a Block Wars event, because we haven't seen him play. He is new, so very exciting. Anyways, one more team left for today's teams, and then we'll go into the hints. So that last team being this one, the green team, which is your like FPS-esque team, kind of, consisting of Rainho, Aramori, Sleepy, Masayoshi, and Fanfan, which is very fun. Sleepy, Rain, and John bringing it back to rookies from the last time they played. They ended up winning, of course, together with Zekin and Shira, but they are back, of course, very fun. And then Fanfan, back for the first time since Rookies 1. Fanfan was actually teamed with me on the green team then, also with Joe, Eric, and Haley. And glad to see her back, of course. It was a really fun teammate, so very, very awesome to see Fanfan back in rotation. And then newcomer Aramori, who is actually part of Sentinels. Hey, pretty fire, right? Last time we had a newcomer from Sentinels team with Sleepy, Rain, and John, and now we have another newcomer from Sentinels. However, this time around, instead of a Sentinels Valorant player, we have a Sentinels Marvel Rivals player, which is very exciting. Aramori should be really fun to have in, and yeah, generally pretty excited for this one. Should be a cool team. Big dub. Also the biggest team so far that has been announced, I think, generally speaking. I could be wrong, but I think so. It's either this one or red. Either this one or this one. We'll see. Doesn't really matter regardless. Either way, let's hop in-game. Hello. This is me. These are the predictions that chat made. With the hints, they actually got a couple of them correct, but some of them not. There's also some deconfirmed players. I will go over that briefly. Something that is important to note, this may not be known, but I am paying attention to it. I'm trying to give people who are close to completing their rainbow, that means they played on every team color at least once, their colors that they're missing, right? I'm trying to put the people that haven't been on colors they haven't been on, whatever, right? You get what I mean. People are on team colors they haven't been on before. Most notably, Gumi hadn't been on red, I think is 2 away from completing the rainbow now. Quite same thing, hadn't been on orange, 2 away from completing the rainbow now. Sneeg now 1 away from completing the rainbow, which is, I think, pink remaining, so that'll be interesting. Both Sneeg and Joe remaining, or need to have pink. We'll see what that ends up looking like. Finally, also, Rain now completes her rainbow. She has never been on green, has been on every other color thus far, so very exciting. 3 newcomers as mentioned, Aramori, Nandre, and Steve. And then we have 2 things. First, hints. Aqua Team hint, VTubers. In case you want to predict, VTubers. This team is VTuber oriented. Doesn't necessarily have to be fully VTubers, but is VTuber oriented. Blue is a tricky one because it's not really definitive type of team, but I just gave it high energy because from the people that are on this team, I know that they are all high energy. Purple team, the hint is Among Us, which may be confusing considering red team exists, but Among Us spans across, you know, the internet. And then the pink team hint is interesting. I'll explain why this is the way it is. There is a hint I could give for pink that would just reveal part of the team. You would just know who's on the team if I gave you that. So instead, I got creative. The hint is all players on this team, all 5 players on this team, have a username that starts with a letter from the first 8 letters of the alphabet, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. That's the starting letters that you can work with for the 5 players that are on this team. Anyways, that's all you get regarding that. More info to be shared is that there are at least 4 newcomers into tomorrow's teams because I said that there was less than 10 newcomers, and I think roughly less than 10. It could be 10. I don't know. But the first half has less newcomers than the second half, which means there has to be at least 4 in tomorrow's teams. And then we have the not playing chest, which yesterday's video I already explained these. How many is this? 19 people deconfirmed. Additional 6 players today. Vinny is deconfirmed. Smant is deconfirmed. Eric, Joko, Zekin, and Easy Speezy. All of these people will not be in this event. For the rest, you'll have to wait and see. Very exciting, isn't it? Either way, thank you all for watching. I hope you're all excited for these teams, of course. Please hop in the stream tomorrow. It'll be really fun. And I'll see you all later. Goodbye.